Quote, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Then you ain't black.
What? Doesn't make any sense.
So that's 20. How about that?
20?
It just broke the scale there.
It's a white person saying that?
Correct.
And that's coming from probably a person that is African American.
No.
Oh, that's even. Oh, wow.
So yeah, definitely 10.
A 10.
I thought you
I
said
agree.
least rate, so
10. It might be a 10.
10.
10. Scale from 1 to 10.
7?
7.
It's up there.
It's
I
up
think.
there. It's not as bad as the others, but it's up there.
But it's definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think that doesn't make sense?
Because I shouldn't have to be black to vote for a certain person. It should be about the issues and the individual person's character.
What's going on, everyone? It's Talkskin here today, and I got a doozy one for you this time. This is kind of the reason why I think that a lot of the time the black voters get taken advantage of is because they don't understand politics at the same degree that I guess other groups of people do. Some of the reason I think this is the case is because I think black community rests in an echo chamber, right? They listen to the mainstream media. If you follow me, I agree with Malcolm X on his point about the mainstream media. They can make the innocent guilty, the guilty innocent. I'll put the quote up there for you guys to read for yourselves. But this is some of the problems I have is that I know for a fact that when I make my statements there, I have demonstrable proof or I have some type of evidence to stand upon, my opinion to stand upon. So when these people in my comment section come out here calling me names, calling me Uncle Tom, Uncle Ruckus, all this stuff, they don't know nothing about this. The clip I just showed you in the intro, they don't know nothing about that, right? But they're so sure that Trump is racist. But then when you ask them a question, okay, how is Trump racist? What leads to your conclusions? All you will get is, oh, my friend told me. Oh, my mom told me that Trump was racist. Oh, the media says Trump is racist. Okay, the media don't have a vested interest in having Trump labeled that way when majority of people in media are Democrats. So you're getting a biased perspective, and you're using that as evidence. And this is the problem I have with a lot of black people is that it seems like the black community, in of itself is its own echo chamber, right? And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a nonconformist by nature. Like, I don't conform to the popular opinion just because it's the popular opinion. No, you got to convince me. That's how I am. So if I grow up in this all Democratic voting bloc that it votes 85, 90% Democrat, and I go and I question it, why? And I get attacked for that, it just means that the black community doesn't want diversity of thought. They want a monolith. But then they want to come out here in mainstream. Oh, not all black people think the same, but that's how y'all act. Y'all act like every person of this skin, of this pigmentation is supposed to think the same thing about certain issues. Right? And I want to point out, to highlight the lady towards the end of the intro. Here's a question I have for if you're intellectually honest. If a black conservative was making excuses for a racist quote from a Republican, like this lady was doing for Joe Biden, I will never hear the end of it. Let's take a look before I go in.
Thoughts about this, because the reason why I'm talking about this, right, is because, we have over 85% of black Americans that voted for Joe Biden. Do you think that number would have been the same if most black Americans knew about these quotes?
I like to think it would because I really don't care as much about how you feel about me as I do how you treat me and how your actions and decisions affect my life, impact my life. Someone says something that pisses you off, like your boss, on any given Friday, that same person might promote you if you just stay focused.
Right. Well, I mean, this is a trained politician, though, and these are pretty aggressive quotes. We would probably both agree on that.
They are, but I don't think he was taking a position. I think he was saying it for a reason, like for a political reason, back when he said it, and it served his purpose. And I do believe it's how he felt.
That's not much better if that's the case, though. Though Joe Biden has positively impacted the black community when it comes to what you were just getting at of kind of moving that agenda forward, and if so, what do you think he's done for the black community, would you say?
I think saving us from Trump and his rhetoric, he gets a feather in his hat just for doing that, if nothing else. Like, that's a big deal.
So you see the excuse making it is, and this is a lot of problem I see in the black community. This is based on my observation, okay? So don't get mad at me in the comment section. It's true. This exists in reality. If you can go demonstrate this yourself if you want to try it out. But used to say the quote, no name attached. Oh yeah, that's racist. The minute you put you reveal the name Joe Biden, biases come in. Oh, he didn't really mean it. He probably had to use it for political gain. And even that's still bad. I'm like, oh, so you're admitting that Democrats pander to you for your vote and you reward that pandering with your vote, right? And then they wonder why the Democratic Party never changed. Why the black community is in an abusive relationship with the Democratic Party because you keep rewarding it. And that's my biggest argument as a black conservative. You vote for the same party 50 years straight, at a 90% clip, and then you're surprised where they're like, oh yeah, they take you for granted. That lady right there, the black women represent the most loyal demographic for the Democrat Party. And you already see it. You see it. How is she not a coon for doing that? Clearly racist statements, but she's here trying to make excuses for it. Isn't that coonish? Let me know in the comment section, black people. Because that's what you claim black conservatives do. When black conservatives ask, when y'all say Trump is racist, all we ask is for some proof. And when you give your shallow proof, which is just piggybacking off of second-hand information, we go, well, that don't really mean anything because you don't have no proof. You don't have a quote. You don't have a video. And when you do show the video, it's clipped. And then you're like, oh, no, I know that video. Watch it in its full context. You realize, oh, it makes sense what he was saying. But no, straight in defense mode. Oh, I got to defend what he's saying. Oh, all that matters is Trump was out of office. And that's what it really was. Y'all voted for Joe Biden not because he was the lesser of the evil. It's just y'all just hated Donald Trump, which I can make the argument the media trained you to hate Donald Trump with narratives and beliefs. I'm going to keep throwing this point out there because in my view, the Democratic Party has the most ignorant voters in America. I'm sorry. Low information, low propensity voters. Because at the end of the day, it's popular to be a Democrat, right? What's easier to say? Who's more allowed to be openly political? A liberal or conservative? You answer that for yourself in the comment section. But for me, liberals. Liberals wear their politics on a sleeve. Gay flag right behind their wall. But God forbid I put an American flag behind me and people will get mad in my Zoom meetings for work. I'm just saying. But hey, I digress. So let's get more into the video. Part one, this part is going to be the first quote, and you're going to get the initial reactions of people when he started street interviewing. Shout out to James Klug for the video, and let's take a look at the first quote.
Quotes, and I'm asking people to rate them on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being most racist, 1 being least racist. And they're quotes from politicians. Okay. You guys wanna go for it? Yeah. All right, let's do it. Cool.
We're French Canadian.
Should we get the Canadian perspective? Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and read you the exact quote, okay? We have the first one right here. This person, he referred to Barack Obama as the first mainstream African American that is articulate and bright and clean. Who is articulate and bright and clean and bright and clean. Scale from 1 to 10.
That's racist as It's like a 10. 20.
20. Okay, we're breaking the scale.
It broke the scale.
You said rated?
1 to 10.
9.
Okay, so
I'd say 9.
Definitely 9.
The first? To be clean and articulate?
what's the conclusion here? Scale from 1 to 10.
8.
8?
Yeah, it's 8.
4, okay, 4. I mean, that's somewhat low. It could get more racist than that, right?
I'd say about a 8.
Is that pretty bad or no?
Not true. It's just not true.
9?
That's up there. Okay.
That part just showed me how powerful mainstream media is, right? And I think Kamala Harris, Joe Biden's VP, during the primaries, she called him out on the busing quote, which is going to be the next one, the next clip I show you. And it always like validates what I think is that a lot of people, and this is a concept that it's widely known. It's called rational ignorance. I'll probably put the definition in front of me here. But essentially, rational ignorance is the concept of that people willfully are ignorant about certain topics because it doesn't directly benefit them to learn the information. For instance, if I asked you, hey, do you want to learn about politics? You say, sure. But then if someone else comes to you and say, hey, do you want to learn about programming? Right? What information sounds more like beneficial for you at the moment? Information that you only can technically use every 2 to 4 years, or information that you can use to generate a high income for yourself and put you into a gainfully employed situation? Most people will pick learning programming because they say, hey, that's more beneficial to me. I need money. I need this. The government ain't going like, who cares about civic duty and country and responsibility? So people make a logical choice not to learn about this stuff. And the media takes advantage of this. right? And this is why they paint narratives. This is why they know that when they say stuff out there, as long as the media is running cover for them, you ain't gonna know nothing about it unless you do your own independent research. This is why I'm a big pusher of books. Read for yourself. This is why they say, that's why Frederick Douglass said that if a man who can read is forever free, is because no one can control what kind of information you expose yourself to. And that's the power of being self-educated. You get me? But hey, I digress. Let's get into the next clip where they'll start talking about the racial jungle quote from you know who.
The second quote I have, referring to inner city busing, okay, bringing black people to white schools, okay, in the 70s. This person was anti-busing and said, unless we do something about this, my children are going to grow up in a jungle, the jungle being a racial jungle.
That's definitely a 10.
It's a perfect 10.
10.
A racial jungle. Scale from 1 to 10.
13.
So that's up there. How racist is that quote that I just read?
10. That's 10. Yes, most definitely.
It's racist.
What do you rate it?
They're basically calling us animals. That's like saying we're jungle animals, like animals out the jungle. Oh, it's gonna be a jungle. We mix these people together with us, they're gonna take over. That's what they're thinking, but really it's not that. You judge by the content of the character, not the color of the skin, basically. That's as simple as that. It's a 10. That's racist as racist as
I say that's a 10 racist.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I think that's pretty racist.
Yeah.
I would say 7.
Can't
Pretty bad.
beat around that bush there.
No.
7.
It's up there.
Yeah, it's up there.
The jungle being a racial jungle.
8.
Being an older gentleman that was bused to a different school, I mean, it was really beneficial for me. So I just had to throw that in there.
Interesting perspective.
And this is another point too. People think when you talk about busing, it's only exclusively black people. No, integration kind of helped poor people, regardless of your skin color, right? And this is it bleeds into this other point where a lot of people, and this is why I hate people. This is why I hate identity politics. Is people start mixing economic status with your race. Oh, you're black, you must be a poor person. No, like it's in its own form racism. But people use it to qualify, oh, it's because of poverty. This is why black people are disproportionately represented in crime rates. Like they blame something else instead of blaming the behavior of the individuals in the community. Right? And this is nothing new. Like I did a video on this already. I think it was one of the inconvenient truths or my problem with black liberals or something. It was a video I did. And I reacted to it and I gave my thoughts on that. I think it was like why black America shouldn't be loyal to the Democratic Party. I forget the videos. But I did this months ago. And now he's making a resurgence again. And the fact that they're so shocked, it baffles me, right? And this is why I have the confidence I have to say some of the things I have. Because I know that for the most part, anyone who disagrees with me, like if you call me Uncle Ruckus, you call me all this stuff, they don't know none of this stuff. They think I'm just speaking out against the Democratic Party because I'm a traitor to my race. And I'm like, no. I vote based on the issues. I vote based on the individuals. And I notice, and I do a self-inventory, hey, 80% of the time, I agree with the Republicans' policy or the Republicans' view on the issue and the solution. For that doesn't make me Uncle Tom, coon. I just have a difference of opinion. I have a different solution, a different path from the norm. And because I don't conform to the norm, you want to bash me. At the end of the day, it's a form of control. It's a form of force. You're trying to use social pressure, peer pressure, to make me change my opinion. But I don't buckle over peer pressure. I already told you. Growing up all my life, I've been a nonconformist. So I'm used to people trying to peer pressure me into doing stuff. And I go, it don't work on me, bro. It don't. But, it don't stop people from trying. But, hey, I digress. This next clip, you're going to get some of the conclusions. And James Klug, sorry, I hope I said his name right. Because I kind of forgot his name. Klug kind of ask them questions to really see, hey, who do you think it was? And obviously you get the script answers. It was Trump. And you see, it's so easy to see it once you disconnect yourself from it. But when you're in the moment, your biases come out, confirmation bias. They wanted it so bad to be Trump to validate why they feel negatively against him. Right? But I digress. Let's look into the conclusions and I'll give my final thoughts at the end of the clip. Let's take a look.
Who do you guys think said the comment about Barack Obama, saying he was the first
Trump.
Trump? Okay, what do you think?
Probably him.
I hope it wasn't Donald Trump. I like it too much.
When it came to articulate and bright and clean, Who do you think said that if you were to guess? I know you guys aren't from the United States, but if you were to guess.
Trump. I don't know.
It was Joe Biden.
No. No.
It's a real quote.
No.
It was Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, really? Okay. I would have said a Republican, but
Republican?
okay.
You would have said Republican?
I would have said a Republican.
Yeah, that was my next thought. I can believe that.
I can believe that too.
Believe that? Why can you believe that?
Because that's something he'll say.
That's pretty bad. That's surprising.
I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Next one, the racial jungle quote.
Now, who said that?
Trump.
Trump? Who do you think?
Same person.
To be honest, I wouldn't know who, but it was probably a Democrat.
Probably Democrat?
Yeah.
Why do you say so?
I just feel that way.
Afraid that their children would grow up in a racial jungle. Who do you think did that one?
Was that Biden again?
It's Biden
That
again.
doesn't surprise me.
You guys, I'm
It better
sorry.
be Biden.
Joe Biden said that. It's a real quote.
Believe that.
Joe Biden again. No.
I swear.
What?
Joe Biden. Those are real quotes from Joe Biden.
We knew that was racist. We in inflation right now. Racist ass.
Tell you about dinosaurs.
We didn't want you anyway. Kamala racist too. She liked the more black people than any other DA that was on the stand. Hey, that's facts.
It was Joe Biden.
Yeah, so there you go.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I didn't.
Is that shocking?
It's very shocking.
It does not surprise me. Not at all.
Did you know about that?
I didn't.
What do you think about
That's why I've never been a Joe Biden supporter. That's one. I've never been since day one.
Thank you.
Two, yeah, man, him.
It's Joe Biden. He's up the country. He's causing more problems. He's causing us to lose diesel more. He's cutting off our resources, our deals. That's only was a cover-up for a new plan for the new world order. We all know that. Joe Biden is just a transition for a new generation, a new kind of world, a new system. That's all he's doing is a cover-up.
Hey, natural reaction, right? Like, people find this information out, they're shocked. They're like, I voted for a racist. Because this interview was done in California, right? And it's so crazy. Like, people will say, hey, I don't vote for racists, but they vote for one, technically, right? A racist that changed his stripes, the LBJ strategy, right? Lyndon B. Johnson was the most racist, like one of the most racist Democratic presidents, right? But Martin Luther King worked with him to get something done, right? So even if you call Trump a racist, you're doing the same thing. Like, this is my argument against the black liberal. Y'all literally, you're doing the very same thing you're accusing me of doing, of black conservatives of doing, black Republicans of doing. So couldn't you make the argument that all the black people that work in government are coons? House Negroes, as one commenter in my section put it. Like, you guys are not, like, I think a lot of people who call people Uncle Ruckus and all that stuff, it's just they want people to conform to their worldview. Hey, you need to look at the world the same way I do because we black. You black, so you should think like me. It's a mob mentality, herd mentality. And I don't roll that way, bro. End of the day, no one's my savior. So I only this guy here. He's the only savior in his life, and I project that onto other, like, if I think this is the crazy part. If I think the same way about if I think, hey, most problems in my life is not due to racism. Racism only accounts for an inconvenience in my life. What makes you think I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt to assume you had a harder life than me? Oh, I experienced racism. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna believe you. I'm like, what proof you have? Oh, it's your lived experience. Oh, okay. Subjective opinion then. Right? That's why I can concede, hey, okay, racism is a personal problem then. But it ain't systematic, it ain't structural. I can think of 3 other reasons more impactful on a individual's person's life than their identity. Maybe I'll make a video on it. Who knows? But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know what you're thinking. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys for watching to the end of the video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.